What it do, people? It's your boy TB. We are here live again. And this time, we're live in a different way. Wanted to come on and kind of have a different type of how you say it? A different type of stream. We had a good stream earlier. I got to talk about a few things that I wanted to talk about, but now, like you know what? Let's open this up. Let's get some people on here that maybe they have something to say. Had a few people say some stuff in the comment section earlier. Oh, great. What up, Baylor Man? Uh, Baylor Man's a perfect example. He should definitely join the chat. Not just the chat, but the live stream. What up, Neo? So, right now, while we wait on Baylor Man, I think is a perfect time to announce college football is only 10 days away. Right, Baylor? Yes. And I'm actually excited about the Georgia Tech. Who do they play? Georgia Tech plays somebody in Ireland. I don't think it's Florida State, but I want to say Florida State. Yeah. Now that I agree completely. Oh. I don't think I've heard a lot from Florida State. And a lot of it is I don't look up a lot of stuff from Florida State. So that's kind of a big reason of that. But I wonder though, did Florida State lose too much last year? I think that's the biggest thing that everybody else is thinking about is how much did Florida State lose? Uh, I think Florida State lost enough to where they won't be competitive. Now, granted, I know they've recruited very well. I know they've had a good transfer portal class. But if you're telling me all the guys that opted out to make them non-competitive against Georgia last year, all graduated or went to the pros, if that second string is all that they have, I don't see them all getting that much better in just one offseason. Like, I don't know if that's like Georgia fan biased of me saying that. I don't understand. You guys can tell me if I'm being crazy. I just don't see all of those guys growing up that much in 4 months. Like, well, yeah, I could see it, Baylor man. I really could see that. And the reason I say that is this is not your grandfather's Georgia Tech. This is a completely different Georgia Tech. Here, this is what Georgia Tech should have been doing 5 years ago, 10 years ago. They should have went through this process a long time ago, but it's never too late. If Georgia Tech upsets Florida State, they just got that 5-star who's now the second highest ranked player they've ever signed behind. Oh my goodness, why can't I, Calvin Johnson, Megatron? This tells me that won't be the last this year. I could see them signing a few more 5-stars if they upset Florida State. Because there's so much talent around Georgia Tech. There is. I mean, gosh. Who was it telling me this? TriStar was telling me that Anthony Edwards, who played at Georgia, ended up going to the Olympics. You know, he's a great NBA player. Man's like 20 minutes from Georgia Tech. Like, you didn't even offer him. You didn't even offer this guy. Like, I don't know. Georgia Tech just doesn't have all the pieces in place for the pipeline they have, which is, I don't know, it's disappointing. But Baylor, man, if you do have a few minutes, I would love for you to join. I would love to know some things about Baylor. If you don't, I don't mind asking you in the chat. I'm just, I don't know, just ready for college football season. So many good games that are coming up. And I have said this before. Excuse me, I'm eating boiled peanuts right now. I have said this before. The 12-team playoff is going to cause some wrinkles. There's going to be some teams get upset. You're going to have teams that are in that 15 to 20 range who are playing a lot harder than they have played in the last 50 years, especially towards the end of the season. So, I don't know. I just don't see it being a cakewalk like it used to be. Hmm. Okay. I'm done with the peanuts. Let's get to it. All right. First thing I'm going to look up is we're going to look up major injuries in college football, stuff that maybe none of us knew. I know right now Georgia has a highly touted freshman defensive tackle who is dealing with an injury. We have a running back who's dealing with an injury, and we just talked about earlier on the earlier stream how much depth Georgia had at the running back position. So it will be tested, and it will be one of those like, all right, let's see how much depth you guys really had. Major injuries in college football. All right, let's see it. 24-25. Oh, come on. I'm sitting here scrolling down. It shows every single team. And it shows no injuries to report. When is that from, dude? Come on. Okay, here we go. Christian Clark out for the season with torn Achilles from Texas. Oklahoma has a guy that will miss the entire season. Let's see who that is. Oh, wide receiver. Christian Clark, the running back. I knew he was going to miss. I didn't know how much. Baylor Man and Mr. Traveling Fools. Right now, I'm just going through, guys. I'm just going through this list that shows every single player that's gonna.
No, I'm actually not Traveling Fools. I'm gonna come on here and PB you. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. What's up? What's up, buddy? What's going on?
I'm doing good. I'm just earlier I went live just kind of doing the college football thing, but I just talked about just the whole them adding scholarships and all that, and then I told Baylor Man I would go live a little later, so I went and kind of did some stuff and got some stuff done. I didn't realize it was this late, and once I got it done,
I was about to go to bed, like right now. I was headed to bed, and I got this alert on my phone, and it's like ding ding, TV's live, and I'm like, God damn it! I just gonna jump on there. What's up, man? How you doing? How are you?
I'm doing good. I'll have to give you a call either tomorrow or Thursday.
Well, that'd be nice. I mean, you know these things called friends. They actually pick the phone up and call people back every now and then and stuff.
Yeah,
like
you're right. You're right. And I need to be a better friend. I do need to. I definitely want to tell you about some good news that just happened this week, I would say, or this past weekend. We've had some really good stuff. It's just been an up and down roller coaster, and some good stuff has happened, and it's like some stuff starting to pay off. It just the only downfall is a lot of the things that are going on are so current, like in the moment, that I can't make any of these like events that we plan. And every time somebody plans it, they're like, "Oh, TB going to be there," and I'm like, I can't say yes because as soon as I want to say yes, something else happens, and it's like,
Well, at
"Oh, you
least
need to
you
be
know
here."
you're real, unlike fishing. Because I still think fishing football is a like AI. I think fishing football. You know when you see those AI pictures and they have like six fingers and like an eye and a half and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yes.
See, that's who I think fishing football is at this point. You and I have actually hung out together quite a few times, so I know you're not like a fake AI person, but
True.
I
I
do
think
believe that
Baylor man's
fishing
a real
football.
person.
Yeah, I think fishing
Baylor man,
football is like an AI person.
true. Baylor man, are you a real person?
Last time I checked, I was.
Baylor
Last,
man,
okay.
Baylor man. Let me ask Baylor man one question. How
Sure,
many
what's up?
days until college football?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
How many days until college football?
There are 10 days.
There we go.
Woo, woo.
Baylor man's always knows exactly how. I love that about you, Baylor man. You always know exactly how many days until college football. I can't fucking wait.
I know, right? Yeah, that long countdown's finally going to hit 0.
Oh,
I mean, I
yeah.
don't care if I'm watching like the biggest bullshit teams in the world play each other. I just want to see fucking college football. I want an excuse to reactivate my Hulu account. I fucking want that excuse. We turn that shit on at college football kickoff, and I
Me
turn
too,
it off at the day it ends. So
Me too, man. I have no Hulu Live, and then when college football starts, I'm like, dang it, let me pay this $70 a month.
exactly, 100%. I turn that shit off. It's 3.5, 4 months, and I try to
Yeah.
time it. I try to look at it. I'm like, wait, I can't turn it on until this day because then I look. What day is the playoff? And I'm like, oh, I time it like that because they're always going to charge you like, well, you get it for another week or another week and a half, and you have to figure that shit out. It's like, man, I'm
Exactly.
canceling this shit now. I'll
Yeah.
still make the national championship game.
Well, I was gonna what was I was gonna ask you, you guys, Miami's actually supposed to be really good this year. Like, not even trolled anything like that. You have a lot of talent. You have Cristobal back for another year. I don't know what a lot of the talk is out of Miami fans. So I guess want to kind of get your opinion. Do Miami fans, are you guys confident? Not just you, but does it seem like Miami fans are confident about this year? Because
Well,
Florida
if you
State
would like
now-
to hear, I mean, everybody likes to talk about it. Like what our floor would be.
I mean, I guess you could say that. I'm not one of those like, what's the over under? Like, to me, it's just more of because it can always change. But I guess what I'm saying is, Florida State's down, and people are like, no, Florida State's going to be good. If Florida State had all those people opt out last year against Georgia because they were going to go get drafted or graduate, then if that's the team that's going to be playing this year that played against Georgia, I don't see them getting that much better in 4 months. They're not competing.
TB. All right, let's look at last year.
Yeah.
What I think Miami lost to Florida State by 1 touchdown last year. One
Wow.
touchdown was what we lost to them by last year, and they were supposed to be one of the best teams in college football. Okay.
Yeah.
I am putting Miami's floor this year at least 72-0.
I could see that.
No, I'm kidding. I think Miami's going to lose. I think Miami's going to lose one game. I think Miami's going to lose one game, probably to Louisville or Florida State. If we don't fuck it all up and lose the first week, we got to win the first. We got to win that first game against Florida.
Yeah.
If we lose that game, it doesn't fuck up our season. But if we lose that game, it will drop in the rankings, and we've lost to Florida. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Obviously, we need to win that game, and we can lose if we win that game and lose another through the thing, make it to the ACC championship, then you could see a one-loss Miami team, in the regular season make it.
And I hate. I mean, I don't. I hate it because I know people give Miami fans such a hard time, but like looking at what Florida State has, they don't have a lot coming back. And then if you're telling me that Clemson is supposed to be your competition, we're betting on that they're a better team.
I do think Tiger Baskins. I will bet you $1, a signed dollar bill right now that Clemson beats Georgia.
Stop.
Do you want to bet?
I will bet you a signed dollar.
A $1 bill, Tiger Baskins.
But,
I will make no. I will make this bet with you right now. Do you accept that bet? Let's make this like publicly. I think Clemson will beat Georgia this year.
I want it signed by Donald Trump. Yes.
No, it's going to get signed by me.
$1,
man. It's a bet amongst friends.
Okay. I was gonna say $2 bill, but $1 is fine.
$1. It'll cost you 35 cents to mail it. So it's $1.35. Yeah, it's $1.50, man. Come on.
Do it. Let's do it.
You want to bet?
Yes, I will save up money to be able to make this bet.
All right. I want that dollar bill up here on my side.
But I do want your opinion on why. Okay, like I want to know, like, what do you? I guess why do you think that? Do you just think that Clemson's a lot better this year, or what do you?
No, I do not at all. I think it's going to be an upset. I think it's going to be I think Damo's going to come out there, and I honestly think Georgia might end up winning it. I'm taking a risk with this bet. That's why I'm only betting $1. And you know what? You're my friend. I don't care what I think. I'll make $1 for a fun bet, just for fun. Okay. But I do think that it's going to be close. Georgia might win, but I'll take that chance.
What, winning all?
For $1. I'll take that chance for a fucking $1.
Well, and I do think that when it comes to Clemson and it comes to Dabo, he does, when he gets pissed off, he does seem to, kind of change things up and kind of go at things a little harder than usual. So I could see them coming out and be a little stronger. But the only reason that I will give you credit for the bet or the risk is the offensive coordinator. It's his second year. Dude was an amazing offensive coordinator before. I could see him coming out and putting up a few points on Georgia. But if he doesn't, it's going to be tough as a Georgia fan, because if we beat Clemson 31-7, I'm not going to be like, oh man, our defense is great, because I don't know that much about Clemson. But if Clemson comes out and puts up 28 points on us, I don't know if it's going to be Clemson just has a great offense or, man, our defense.
Oh, I just bet you $1 on a signed $1, not $1 I can spend. One that says Tiger Baskin lost or Traveling Foes lost. I just bet you $1, right?
Is this signed by George Washington?
Nate.
What?
What's up, Nate?
What's up?
Nate, you're on the verge of getting cussed out right there. You're lucky.
No, I love Nate. Nate's my buddy. Hey, TV, though, I do have to go to bed. I just saw you live. I wanted to jump on here for a minute, but
buddy.
I you need to go to bed.
Yeah, hold on, Nate. Go ahead. Go ahead, Nate. Sorry.
I was going to ask the TF real quick before he goes to bed. Do I need to email you from Sunday for that winning that quiz, or do I just?
No, you didn't win it at the end. You got your name on the board, but when we spun it at the end, you didn't win.
Well, that sucks. Okay.
Yeah.
So
But you did win though. You did win though. Like you didn't win anything. You won
well,
nothing.
I know that, but
But you did win. You got your name on the board, which I was proud of you.
fucking finally got it on the board. Yes, I know. But
No,
yeah,
that's awesome.
but anyways,
Love you, Date. You know that, man.
Yeah, I
No,
love you too, buddy. But I'll let you go.
Appreciate you traveling, coming on. Okay.
Hey, TB, we gotta
Yep.
do a collab here soon. I'm gonna put together a cool preseason college football show. So you're definitely included in that. If you would be there, that would be really cool.
Yeah, don't be late.
Count me in, big dog.
All right. All right. I love you guys. Have a
too.
great
Bye.
night.
See you, bud.
Not man.
All right. See you guys.
So I want to give Baylor man the floor here real quick.
All right.
Do not know much about Baylor. I don't know what's going on. What's up, Esso? I don't know much about Baylor and what's going on over there. What do you see coming up? Do you see a rebuild year? Like what's going on in Baylor?
Well, a lot of Baylor fans are actually not real high on Baylor, but over the years I've been a huge critic of my own team.
Yeah.
Like I was down on them for the last few years while others were up, and they ended up finishing with bad records, just like I pretty much said they would. Now this
Gotcha.
year is different. I'm actually really high on us.
Uh-oh.
I think the Big 12 is wide open. Got a lot of talent coming back, and got some upgrades in the portal, which I believe DeQuan Finn if you remember that quarterback from Toledo, he's at Baylor now. So he's a dual threat quarterback, and it's between him and Sawyer Robertson, who was there last season. He was actually a pretty good player. Richard Reese, our workhorse running back, is he's back. All of our receiving core is back, including Monterey Baldwin, who's I don't know if you play the college football 25, his speed has got to be like in the mid to upper 90s.
I think his is actually real 97 or 98.
Oh, I believe that completely. I mean, he's probably one of the fastest receivers I've seen since Katie Cannon played like a decade ago.
The only reason I know of him is because of they compare him to Arian Smith. Arian Smith's speed on college football, it's I want to say it's a 99. So Arian Smith is the fastest player on college football, and then the guy you're talking about is either second or third, and he's tied with the guy.
Oh, I believe that, and the biggest difference is going to be the offensive scheme. We're going to be a lot more up tempo. Finally, get the 21st century. As far as offensive schemes concerned, it's going to be up tempo spread, which I love. So they're going to be fast again and on the field more instead of going 3 and out every possession. As far as defensive talent, a lot of the guys also are back except the defensive line, which I think will be our biggest question mark. We had 2 guys graduate, and 2 guys actually had to medically retire. So that's going to be all new. Stopping the run is probably going to be a challenge, which it's been since last season. So I think if they can stop the run, and if the offensive line can improve, and the offense can stay on the field for longer, I think Baylor's got a real shot at the conference. I'm not just saying that I'm not just saying that because I'm a fan. I'm saying that because I'm realistic. I really believe in this team.
No, I get that. I like that. I just like I said, I know the reason I always try to keep my eye on Baylor is really just because of kind of a few years ago you guys were at the top of the you were everywhere. You couldn't talk
Oh
about anything without talking about Baylor, and so seeing how you guys have kind of gone downhill a little bit, it blows my mind, dude.
oh yeah.
Esso said Baylor's going 6-6, and I haven't even seen the schedule.
Well, I mean, they would be that would be over the projected win total. So if you guys want free money, 5.5 wins is Baylor's projected win total. I would be hammering the over.
Really?
I mean, hammering that with like a Thor hammer. Just smashing that thing.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, what were you about to say, Nate?
No, I was waiting for my turn for to talk about my teams, but I'll wait.
Got it.
I appreciate
Yeah. So
what I need to say.
no, I get that. I appreciate you bringing that up. I know that's
Of course.
it just I think being honest about your team is always not tough, but it's got to be genuine, because if it's not, you can automatically tell.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna be one of those guys who just, pump sunshine and rainbows when, the team I know is gonna be trash. I mean, I'm gonna be realistic about my team. I mean, I'm not gonna set myself up for disappointment like year
Or
after
like
year after year.
jinx your team, basically.
No, I don't want to do that either.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to end up being more disappointed than
Right.
it should be.
Yeah.
Because I had these super duper high expectations, and they just
Right.
decide to crap their pants that season.
Yeah.
So,
Say that to the Ohio State fans too.
yeah. Well, at least Baylor doesn't make excuses like that.
Well, yeah, that's true. And also, how many is it? 10 days now?
That is correct. 10 days.
Dang.
The ace. 1-0.
Well, I guess no, that's good. Wish you guys the best of luck, and I'm not saying goodbye. I'm just moving to let Nate to let him talk about his team.
Of course.
What is it that you have?
Yeah. So basically, what Baylor said, kind of like Baylor said. I'm talking about Michigan side. As you know, I'm a two-teamer. Michigan side, this defensive line, pure studs. Maybe some know like Mason Graham naturally, the name. That's a D lineman. That's a stud. I'm not going to go all through the names, but the obvious names, Kenneth Grant. Now he's a beast.
Now, I'll be honest, Nate. I know none of these people you're saying.
I know, but that's why I said most or some people know. But anyways, I predict the defense could be really, really good, like top 5 defense in the nation. Passing and rushing.
Okay.
And the secondary is going to be fine. I mean, I think they're going to be fine enough to compete with the, like, say, wide receivers of Ohio State or Oregon or USC, those types of offenses. And basically, I know they lost a lot of talent, more on the offensive side, but like you said, TV before, yes, Michigan's baby, well, not baby, Georgia Junior, and they're basically reloading from depth.
Well, but do you think that Michigan's going to be any good?
I think they can be good. I do, but not great or elite. There's three differences. Elite is elite. Great is great. Good is good. So basically 3 tiers. Good, which means like 10-2 or 9-3 record, but you get what I mean. So I think that they're going to be good enough to get to the playoff. Yeah, I'm still sticking to my prediction. I don't know if you heard it, but my prediction was 10-2, which is realistically can happen.
Okay.
2 losses to, which is kind of surprising to you guys, but 2 losses at home, Texas and Oregon, and still beating Ohio State.
So 10-2. Baylor man, what would you say y'all's record? What would you give your record?
I think if we can finish something like 8-4,
That'd be improvement, yeah.
that would be I think that'd be a good season.
Yeah.
7-5 and 6-6. That's kind of, I guess,
Good enough.
expected, but I think they can exceed that. I think they can do maybe 8-4 if they can get, all their if they can do most of the things right. I think they could possibly go 9-3. I mean, we'll just have to see. I mean, I don't want to be unrealistic and say, oh, they're going to go 12-0, which I would be.
So you're saying the ceiling would be 9-3?
I think the ceiling, I actually think could be 10-2.
Oh, that's not bad.
The floor, I think, will be 6-6. I don't think there's any way that they're not making a bowl this year.
Oh yeah. The ceiling for Michigan, I guess 11-1, and the floor probably 8-4 or 9-3 or something like that.
Got it. Okay.
I could see that. I actually think you guys will beat Texas.
I
hope y'all beat Texas.
I hope so too, but at the same time, I want my prediction to be right. But at the same time, I want to beat Texas.
Well,
Yeah, I know that.
you want to beat everybody if you can.
Well, true, but I don't think that's going to happen. But I would just want to beat Ohio State to shut up the.
That would,
not just the suck nuts or the Buckeyes. And the naysayers.
Well, the crazy thing is, Nate, like me and Baylor man, we're not Michigan fans at all.
Well, I know
But
that.
we would. But no, I'm saying that in a way of we would love for you guys to beat Ohio State because one, Ohio State and all the crybabying that they do, and then 2, now with this offseason where they went out and bought all these players, literally went out and bought all of them. It's like, dude, you guys you're such a crybaby. You're almost like that kid that cries because his friends all have something that he doesn't. Like they all have the newest little remote control car. So then you go out and you find like the most expensive one and buy it just to show it off.
Breaks down.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that their remote control car breaks down this year.
Yeah, it's
I
like
hope so too.
with Ohio State, it's just like you get all this talent, but is this like what's the chemistry going to look like? Are they all?
Yeah, that's my question.
Exactly.
Is it going to mesh? And if y'all beat Ohio State this year, Nate, I cannot help but think how the fans are going to look at Ryan Day. Are they going to be like the Miami fans when Manny Diaz was there, and the fan base themselves are going to fire their coach before the school does?
Which is going to be a stupid decision, but it'll be funny though.
I think it would, yeah, and they'd give him a Les Miles treatment. If you remember when he was at LSU, they ended up letting him go because he couldn't beat Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that's
I wonder if they'll do
it,
Ryan
it,
Day
it
that
is it is crazy to think that. To be honest, it
same.
is
Yeah.
crazy to think that. But at the same time, that's how sports work.
Yeah,
Mhm.
That's it. That's how sports work.
They
and
just want to beat
I
their
don't.
rival.
And plus, if your house, if you're like example TV, if you're a House State athletic director, would you care about Ryan Day's record as a head coach, or Ryan Day's record as
Okay,
versus Michigan?
if I'm being honest, Nate, I would care about the record first.
I would
But
too.
after so long, I would turn around and say, guys, what are we doing? Like, why can we not beat them? Why can we?
Is it
That would
working
be
for
my
you?
yeah. That would be my next mindset. Is like, what is going on? Why can we not beat these people? That would be it. And then if you still couldn't do it, and everybody dogged us, and we started losing recruits and all, then there you go. We change it. But Ryan Day's had enough time to be able to do this, and he can't do it.
Yeah, the last time they've beat Michigan was 2019.
Oh my
Um,
goodness!
so of course they haven't beat them since COVID. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, because let's see, 21 y'all won in the big house. Then y'all went to Columbus the next year and just destroyed them. And then last season, 30-24, when Rod Moore got that pick. We just lost Nate. But anyway, yeah, they haven't beaten Michigan since COVID. Yeah, man, High State,
That's
man.
crazy. I didn't know that. That you saying so? Ohio State has not beat Michigan since COVID.
Actually, before it, 2019.
So wait, so does that mean Michigan have they played every year since then?
No, they skipped out in 2020.
But still, so you're telling me that Michigan's won the last like 4 games?
The last three.
Oh my goodness, that's beautiful.
It's
That is
it's oh, it's just it's a beautiful melody, isn't it?
that is
Music to our ears.
honestly that is beautiful. But it just if I would act now, I'll be honest. Like okay, like playing the college football game that I play, I
Mhm.
love playing at Ohio State because their home field, all of that, dude, it is the prettiest thing I have ever seen.
It really is. I mean, it's a very nice place.
It is, and the home field, all the crowd, all of it, man, that is it looks great.
Oh,
But
yeah,
the,
legendary.
the way that they are, though, the way that these players are, I mean, they're good, but like, then you have Ryan Day. Then you
Mhm.
have, the way that they do things, and it's like, dude, you guys would be such a landing spot for high school kids if you didn't act the way you acted.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, but I mean, they still are a landing spot. They just pay
yeah,
for it.
yeah. I mean, and there's just so much history in that program, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, the campus is. I don't well if you've ever been to OSU, I mean that place is it's magnificent. Huge. It's like
I,
it's like a city almost. I mean, they're right in the middle of Columbus, northern part, but like the campus itself, it's almost like its own city. I mean, there's so much to do there. Any kid would, coming out of high school, you can get that as your landing spot. You're sitting pretty. I
I,
mean,
actually, I actually have not. I actually have not like been out that way. I've not visited out there, but I hear a lot about it.
oh yeah.
That's that's cool though. So I guess you've gotten to visit out there.
Yeah, I've been to actually several different college campuses.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
definitely the biggest one I've been to. I mean, far and
Got it.
away.
That's
It's
that,
bigger than like. I mean, I've been to like a lot of the schools around here, and then even some like SEC schools, like going back east, like ACC. I've been to a lot of different schools.
that's pretty cool. So I guess you just make time for it, like, or how do you go about it?
Well, I mean, I travel a lot, especially like back east. I've got family out that way, but it's just like on my way. I kind of just stop at some of the campuses if they're on the way, and then just kind of, kill a little time.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's well. I'm definitely jealous of you for that.
Mhm.
No, it just like I said, I'm at a point now where OSU ducked Michigan in the play gear, haven't beat them since karma. Oh, so Ohio State chose to opt out of that game.
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah, I don't know if they lose 4 in a row to Michigan. I mean, you talk about down bad. I mean,
Well, that's kind of that was my question of, do you put Ryan Day on the hot seat? He's doing great things. He really is.
really,
He is doing. He's doing great things. I know Nate can troll him all he wants. I know that Uncle Lou can troll him all he wants. Dude is winning 10, 11 games. And not just 10 games. He's not even a Mark Richt. He's a step above what Mark Richt was at Georgia. He's winning 11 games. And think about the talent he's producing. This man is producing cornerbacks, safeties, wide receivers, quarterbacks, like running backs. He's going to have Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins. Both are going to be first-round picks. Like, this man.
And you get
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
2 wide receivers that are in the top 5 of college football. Like, it's hard for me to say he gets on my nerves because of the way he recruits.
Yeah.
And his offense is amazing. I just don't understand. And okay, and tell me this. This is another one. This is a thing that I feel like I'm getting more and more to the point where I'm starting to believe this. I've always heard, like my whole life, and this is why I play the video game the way I do. I know that you don't know a whole lot about me, Baylor man, but I went to 4 different high schools growing up. It wasn't because I was a troublemaker. We just had family issues and stuff. But one of them,
understand.
Oh, there you go. One of them I went to was Buford High School.
Mm-hmm.
Buford High School is a school in Georgia that has produced multiple NFL athletes. I mean, they've had WNBA, NBA. They're a big school, good school.
Yeah.
Well, they run this system where they try to keep the other team's defense on the field for as long as they can.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a very good run game and they have a decent pass game, but they believe in, yes, ground and pound, but play action. They kind of play it like Georgia does.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the reason why is because they feel the quicker you score, the quicker you get your defense back out on the field. The quicker you get your defense back out on the field, the easier they feel is that you're making the other team get to know your defense and its tendencies instead of saying, well, dang, we only got to face them 4 times instead of we got to face them 10 times, and the first 4 times we faced them, we figured out this.
Exactly. I mean, you want to dominate the time of possession. I mean, that's like the polar opposite of Baylor under the previous offensive coordinator.
It is, but it's also the polar opposite of Ohio State.
It is. It really is.
They live on the home run plays, and so all that talent. And like I said, think of all the DBs, all the free safety, strong safeties, cornerbacks that are in the NFL. They would go out there and get an interception, but then your offense would turn around and score in 38 seconds.
Yeah.
And so now you're back out there, and it's like you might have an interception, or you might have 7 on the year, but you played in 3 times the more possessions than another DB. So it's like, dang, you had, and this is an example, you had 400 different drives on offense you got to play, and you had 11 interceptions. This defensive back had 140 times on defense, and he had 7. He automatically has a better ratio.
Yeah.
So SO says that Ryan Day would win 9 with SO as a coach, and he's actually right. Like they have that much talent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, not to mention, they got Caleb Downs in the transfer portal from Alabama.
You're gonna make me throw up, dude. How do you have that much talent?
Well, you have boosters. If you've got the money, then
Yeah, there's the first step. What's the first step to having a good football team, guys? Money. Oh, yeah,
that helps.
that helps. What about what next? More money? Yep, you're right. Lamborghinis? Yeah. Anything else? Houses? Okay. Like no, I know. I forgot about Caleb Downs, but it's so funny because Ole Miss fans.
I gotta go.
Nate, no, you don't.
Okay.
But like Ole Miss fans, Alabama fans, all these teams, dude, their fans, they'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State tampered with their players. Alabama fans were saying that Caleb Downs was receiving messages from Ohio State midway through the season, dude.
Oh, I completely believe it.
But that's the part that's college football. That is the part where this is it's so out of hand. It's not people are like, oh, it's going to become the NFL. In the NFL, you get in trouble for tampering. Plus, you can't just leave the next season. You have to finish out your contract.
Yeah, it's all contract, and NFL. It's a job. I mean, you're signing. It's just like your job. You sign a contract, and you abide by that contract for as long as it's good.
I said this the other day, and I want your opinion, even if it's against it. It's okay. I just want honest opinion.
Sure, what's that?
I said, I think that when players come out of high school, when they commit to a college and they sign, I think the contract should be 2 or more years. So what I mean by that is, if you're a 4-star, let's say you're a 5-star and I'm a 4-star.
Okay.
Well, now players are about to start getting paid, and like it's almost going to become like a rule. Like you have to pay players. Okay.
Sure.
Let's say a 4-star is worth a real $75,000 a year guaranteed. Okay. All right. Let's say a 5-star is worth 130 or 140. They should be able to say, "Look, Baylor man, if you sign the 2-year contract, we will give you the base pay of 130 per year. So that's 260,000 for 2 years. But if you sign for 3 years, we'll add an extra 30,000 per year." You get where I'm going with that? It's like an incentive, almost like in the military.
Yeah.
But if you're like, well, I don't know, I'll be fine. Let me just take the 2 years. That's fine. Freshman year, you get redshirted. Maybe you don't play a lot. And you're a little pissed off. Then you go redshirt freshman year. You play a little bit, but you still want to transfer. You still have 3 more years to go play.
Yeah.
So that to me, because then what if there's a player like, okay, think of offensive linemen who don't play a whole lot, not till they're redshirt sophomore, junior, senior year. If me and you were offensive linemen and it's like, man, hey, let's say we're friends. We go to the same high school and we both just got offered by Georgia. I'm going to look at you and go, dude, Georgia's got like 12 offensive linemen right now that are all going to get drafted before me and you even play.
Yeah.
Instead of signing the 2-year deal, let's go ahead and sign the 4-year. And instead of getting paid the 130 base pay, we're getting paid $200,000 a piece because we contracted 4 years.
Yeah.
Like we know we're not going to play at all our redshirt for our freshman year, our redshirt freshman year, our freshman year, redshirt freshman year. We're not going to play either of those 2 years. We may not even play the 3rd year. But then the 4th year finally gets snaps. And at Georgia, Amarius Mims, our tackle, he played just his senior year. He started, got drafted in the 1st round. That man played 1 year. So I'm just saying, I think different skill positions, yes, you should have a different mindset. But I think if you create a contract, you don't have this circus of like, Baylor man's unhappy, Tiger Baskins is unhappy. Well, what happened? Oh, we yelled at him in practice today. What? They're thinking about transferring because their feelings got hurt. Dude, like, what do we like? I'm saying that really happens. That's what blows my mind is like, it because Amarius Mims said he was upset because of his playing time. He entered the transfer portal. He went to Florida State on a visit. They said Florida State rolled out the red carpet, dude. They took him out to eat. They did all these things. They did so much that the NCAA actually investigated his trip to Florida State.
Yeah, it's kind of like Jim Harbaugh giving some recruits those hamburgers. We all know what happened there.
Well, I mean, for real though, Florida State, they took him out to eat, and his meal was like $180. They took him like some fancy place.
I was about to say, like, what?
Well, they said that the infraction came because they ordered an Uber for him, and it's like, now granted, I think it's stupid. I know I'm glad he stayed at Georgia, but they fined Florida State for hiring an Uber for him.
That is, I don't know. It's just the selective outrage of the NCAA. It's just like you.
Oh, here we go.
Schools,
yeah, agreed.
Those kinds of the littlest things, and you get guys that are up here even admit, like saying before even NIL was thought of, you're getting coaches saying, "Oh yeah, hey, how much?"
Exactly.
To slip some money under the table. And it's just like the NCAA has favoritism towards certain teams because of
that is very true. Well, and Esso, I will get to your question right away, okay? I want to finish this point, but it's like that the thing is, Amarius said he entered the transfer portal and he said Georgia did not treat him any different.
Mm-hmm.
They actually asked him for a meeting. Like he said, they asked, and that made him feel really good that they asked, would he be okay with having a meeting with Coach Smart? And he said yes. He'd have a meeting, and Coach said, look, I know that you entered the transfer portal, and he said, and I'm not mad at you. He said, I just want to know, what can we do here different to make you want to stay? And it's like, you think of how crazy you hear Coach Smart say things, and all these speeches and halftime speeches where he's cussing and going off. And the fact that he was so real about what could we do to make you want to stay, and Maris he was honest. He said, well, I just feel like I'm not getting the playing time that I deserve. And Kirby said, okay. He said, give me a few days and let's have another meeting. Okay. He went a few days. He scheduled a meeting again, and he told Amarius, he said, look, right now you are battling for number 2. What I can promise you is I can promise you that number 2 spot, which means that you will be guaranteed 25 to 30% of the reps for this next year. Is that enough? And Amarius was like, all I wanted was the opportunity. So he then takes his name out of the transfer portal, ends up playing a few snaps that year, and then the following year starts, which was this past year, and then he gets drafted first round, and they asked him about it, and he goes, to be honest, I was just young and dumb. I was just thinking that I deserve this, I deserve that, and I didn't think about putting in all the time and putting in the work and doing all that. And he said, but finally, I think it just hit me. I'm a little more mature now. And that made me think that's why these players need contracts. It's that easy to go, I want to go somewhere else just because of one thing.
Yeah, it's just like the kids just want our society, teaches kids especially that anything that just be handed to you. It's just like it just creates this entitledness to them. It's just like, oh, I can get this just handed to me. And then if something doesn't, like one little small thing doesn't go their way, it's almost as if they're like the little kid in the store that
just throws the tantrum. Yes.
It just throws themselves to the ground and then just screams and screams and screams until the parents just like give in, and then the kid just kind of laughs silently.
Well, but if the parent doesn't give in this situation, it's almost like saying now the kid can enter the adoption portal and get a new parent.
Basically, I mean,
That's it.
And
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, I was just gonna say, and when Kirby was doing that, just like saying, "Hey, what can we do to like keep you?" That's not only a good coach, but that would be a good businessman.
It
You
is. Yes. Like
know?
we understand how you feel. You showed us with your actions.
Yeah, of
What are
course.
the transfer portal? So from here, where we are right now, what can we do? And if there's nothing that we can do, then we wish you the best.
Yeah, and that's pretty much
And,
his.
and Kirby's had guys transfer, and he actually has told them, "I will do everything in my power to help you," and he actually does.
Yeah,
Like Bill Norton was a 6'9" D tackle that transferred to Arizona,
mhm.
and when he wanted to enter the transfer portal, Kirby encouraged it, and he called Arizona when he realized he wanted to go there and said, "Hey, this is a guy that you would take." This like he pushed it. So, anyways, Esso says guaranteed TB injury poor performance question mark. He's saying if we took the 4-year contract, right?
Uh-huh.
If we took the 4-year contract and we said, all right, oh yeah, Bear Alexander, they definitely tampered with his tail. Talking about USC, but
Mhm.
he's talking about injury or poor performance. Would it be guaranteed if it's like we signed a 4-year contract with Georgia for that 200,000? I think the reason why I say yes, SO, is because, and hear me out. I'm not saying it just to add to my point. The reason why I'm saying it is how many times in college football, you see it a lot in college basketball, but you see it in college football where a team that has more veterans or more leadership ends up beating a really good team and upsetting them because they have a bunch of seniors. So even if my performance isn't the best, by the time I'm a senior, I'm going to be a lot better than a 5-star freshman or sophomore just because of my experience.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely would think so.
Yeah. It's almost one of those like I would bet on it. Even if it doesn't work and you're like, well, so and so didn't work. For the majority, I think it would work.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it would work for most of them.
And like I said, that's a tough subject.
It
But
is.
at the same time, that to me is better
Yeah.
than every single kid trying to leave after every year.
Yeah, it's just like every little thing that doesn't go the way. Ooh, I want transfer. Well,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
no,
but then too, I can't blame the kid when he's got a school in his phone sending text messages going, hey, we'd take you. We could pay you 280,000 if you move to us.
yeah, that's they
Like
know what the kids want.
exactly. And if it happens to be a kid that doesn't come from money,
Uh-huh.
then it's even easier. You know?
Yeah, they can just sway them in that direction. If we got it, just come. If we got the money, then it's just like you can get anybody you want almost.
So that's the part where it's like
Yeah,
we are in a crazy time of college football right now.
a very unique time. We've never been in anything like this before.
Agreed.
And it's almost like as time goes on and all this, this NIL and all this takes over, it's almost like the rich get richer. If you know
It
what I
it is, and one guy said this, and I guess you can give me your opinion. He said that NCAA should regulate it, and
mean. I think so too.
5-star programs
Hmm.
they should get a certain amount of money to spend on recruits. 4-star should be a little less because you don't want to give a 1-star the same amount of money you would give Alabama. That's not fair.
No, I mean no.
But that's kind of his thing is like
Hmm.
how do you play that? So I don't
It
know. It's just to be honest, it is all crazy as crap, dude.
it really is. But hey, we're fans, and no matter what the landscape looks like, we always end up finding ourselves watching it.
I know, dude. That's actually very, very true. I know. Like I said, I don't even have words for it. I think it's just one of those where, at the end of the day, we just hope for the best, and we hope that our team can kind of manage it better than other teams.
Yep, and it's just like we just continue to root on our teams and hope that they do well, and if they do, great, and if they don't, let's get them next.
I love Georgia, I really do.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing I'm proud of when it comes to Georgia is that we have not turned into a Texas A&M, or Oregon.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like y'all get the talent, and it's just like you get the coaching that develops them, and they end up being not only great college players, but they end up being good all around just people.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
You're not just getting the talent and then doing nothing with it. Like you're.
Well, and I don't want to keep you on for the next 3 hours. So what I do want from you is give us a closing statement. Give us it can be we're ready for what is it? We can be ready for college football. It can be whatever you want it to be.
Whatever I want it to be.
You have the floor. It can be about Chick-fil-A not being open on Sundays. Whatever you want.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to keep it college football related.
Okay.
It's the best. It's the best season of the year. It's like the shortest season, but it's the longest off season. And that long off season is about to be over. Finally, the countdown's about to be at 0, and we're going to have college football on our TVs for the next several months. And man, I am pumped. I don't even care if Baylor sucks. I'm still going to watch it. They've sucked for the last few years. I still watched it. I don't care who's playing. It can be the week 0. That's better. Some slate is better than no slate.
Yeah.
Yep. 10 days from now, we will finally have what we've all been waiting for, and that's college football on our television.
Well, SO said salaried employees, contracts, pay grades, performance evaluations. Like the rest of us, it could work.
Oh yeah.
It's very true.
It is.
I think it is very exciting to know what we have coming. I think for me, like I try to be a content creator, and I know I'm not as good as the other guys, and I try my best. I do, but I think with now having this whole 12-team playoff with the NIL, like there's so much content, and I just like I said, I just have to do a better job of like everything we just talked about. Dude, that's 4 different videos.
Sure.
So, like I said, I just I'm gonna get to a point where I start creating more content, and so yeah, I definitely appreciate you. I think you were definitely think you're awesome, dude. And not just because you come on to the show. I think everybody knows who Baylor Man is, which is a cool fact. So I'm kind of honored to have you on the show.
Oh yeah, it's my pleasure, man. I love coming on to people's shows and talking about the sport that we all love, and I've gotten to know you guys for a long time, but yeah, I always love being able to contribute to you guys' show whenever I get a chance.
For sure, dude. It is it's definitely nice. I think
Absolutely.
I think the longer this goes on, the nicer it will be. And like I said, as college football season gets here, I'm gonna do more of these, like these little live streams. I'm not gonna do them as late. It's not gonna be 7 a.m. in the morning, but
sure.
gonna try to do more of these, and I love having Nate on to talk about Michigan. Love having you to talk about Baylor. I think Esso. It's great having him on. B Bean. A lot of these people, and I know we'll have even more when college football season gets here.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just I don't know, dude. I think I'm just a lot of things in my life are starting to turn up, and I'm super excited. And so I think that is my sign for YouTube, dude. I'm gonna really try to dominate YouTube this year.
Yes, sir. And I will be along for the ride, supporting you all the way.
I appreciate that, dude. Like more than you know. I promise. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Esso says Baylor man with a fist pound.
Yes, sir. Fist bump right
So,
back.
All right, dude. Well, hope you have a good night. Everybody else have a good night. Whoever sees this later, go back and watch it. Hope you guys have had a good night. Have a good day. So
All
I'm
right.
out, and I'll see you guys later. Okay.
Sounds good. Good night.
See you, buddy. Good night.